EU leaders came to the summit in Brussels divided over how to deal with Gaza. Spain, Ireland and many other countries wanted to take a tougher stance and suspend the trade deal with Israel over its relentless bombardment in Gaza and human rights violations. Germany and others opposed the move. A decision has been postponed until July.
If I may, to be brief, focus on one issue, which is the report presented to the Ministers of Foreign Affairs by the Human Rights Rapporteur on the catastrophic situation of genocide taking place in Gaza. Therefore, what I will defend today in the European Council is that Europe must suspend the association agreement with Israel.
The Middle East has topped the agenda. EU leaders remain concerned that the Israel-Iran ceasefire is so fragile it could collapse at any time. European leaders also reiterated their support for Ukraine, but they still fear US President Donald Trump might unilaterally strike a deal with Putin. The bloc considers Russia to be the biggest threat to stability on the continent.
It's a very fundamental issue that speaks to the future of Ukrainians, but also of Europe and the European Union. And Ireland has been outspoken from the very beginning of this that there should be a pathway for Ukraine to become members of the European Union.
The German Chancellor came to the summit pressing for a quick trade agreement with Trump on trade. The EU is trying to figure out how they can deal with the US trade tariffs, accept Trump's terms which could hurt member economies, or fight for a better deal. Brussels has until July the 9th to finalize a new agreement or risk facing a 50% tariff on all European exports. The EU finds itself in an awkward situation. Its leverage in the Middle East is diminishing and is waiting to see what happens at next week's talks between Iran and Israel to decide its next move. But any decision on Iran or Israel's war on Gaza has to be approved by all EU member states, and that may be difficult to achieve. Hashem Ahelbarra, Al Jazeera, Brussels.
Don't miss out, get the full picture. Subscribe to Al Jazeera for reliable news and expert insights. Like, share, stay ahead.